Yo. Why is it always that I feel like I can do so much more than I can? It's like my eyes are somebody else's. Somehow they can see more than I'm capable of being. Is it some mystery or is it some gentle truth? Just like the idea that you're a complicated being, so one thing doesn't necessarily mean everything. Said that easy enough, right? Why can't everything be easy then? If it's about limitations, can I just say I tried? How long will that work? I tried and tried and tried and tried. Do people have sympathy with those that just tried? Is it some magic word? Are magic words just simply the truth? But the truth that renders you in some capacity that makes everything easy? Maybe that's like the magic words. You know, how integrated are you? Do you really matter? Life's just gonna get weirder and weirder. You know what I mean? Is I just forever go down this rabbit hole of like not connecting with my physical being. Life's just gonna get weirder and weirder, guys. I think it's funny that anybody thinks they know what's going on. Anybody. At least philosophy professors have the nerve to like admit that it's like nobody does, you know? Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome. If you're not aware, we're in the year 2025 now. If you weren't aware. We're in the new year, guys. I know it's been a while since, New Year's, but just, I gotta check in with you guys every once in a while, make sure that you know. It's like, sometimes I feel like, you know what, like, I probably wouldn't know if no one told me or reminded me every once in a while. You know what I mean? If all my apps and everything didn't say 2025, I'm the type of person that would never know. Growing up in school, I always had to ask for a pencil. Anybody else raise a hand? Anybody else have to ask for a pencil always whenever you go to class? Always forget a pencil? What about a piece of paper? I've been living off everybody for a while. I've been a mooch. Maybe I should just revert back to like who I really am, This guy who doesn't really have an idea of anything, and just like somehow this basic understanding of life being, just food and shelter doesn't necessarily satisfy, so I can't necessarily be basic. Life's complicated, you see. It's not basic, which means that we don't really understand anything. Maybe it's not really about food and shelter even. It'd be hard to tell. Something that was born instantly and then died in this universe, it couldn't dwell. But in that moment, when it wasn't about food or shelter for these things, maybe who knows what they experienced, what their minds resonated with and things. So maybe for a lot of things, life isn't about food and shelter, all the things that were too innocent for this world, too innocent for this world. Say it's brief and doesn't count, maybe you shouldn't count it out. Well, what's up, guys? Got to check in. Like I said, back when life seemed easier but somehow difficult at the same time, like being, you know, in a group of people mattered. It was like everything mattered, what you said to the authorities, what you said to the people around you. It all mattered being a part of some group, you know? Every detail of your being, what you look like, down to a little speck, you know? Anything out of place, you got checked, right? And in that place, was it really easier or more difficult when we were more quiet, more silent? Everything was more audible. So everything seemed to matter more. It was like we were scared to say words because words, they could defeat us. Our own words, they could beat us. You know, and in that time, were you like me? Did you ask for pencils, papers, maybe the date? Hey, what's today's date? I have no idea. Let me know so I can write it on this top of this paper. Also remind me of my name as well. Please, you know, tell me what I am. Make it easier. Tell me exactly what I am. Make it super easy. But you know what? Life can't even do that. Yo, what's up? You guys like this? You guys said you were like, I like Alien. Alien went through all my videos. And I don't know if he was joking or being real with me, but because there was one where I had a picture of that, like my like face tripod on my tripod, like on my face. And he said in that one, he's like, you can do this one too. So I'm like, I don't know if he's like completely joking with me or not. You know, sometimes it's hard to gauge people's personality. It's just text. You know, in real life, you have tone, you have different tones that people use, you have different, like how loud they say something. So it's like, sometimes it's hard to understand what someone's saying on the internet. They could totally be punking you, you know? But yeah, Alien went and he's like, he commented on like 3 videos. And there was one of them, he's like, you should just do like the comb over. He said the comb over looks the best for you, you know? So I just thought about that today, and like, all I do is just like get it wet and like put on some like mousse or whatever, you know? Put some mousse and run it through my hair or whatever to one side. And then he said that those spikes, do you remember when I did those spikes or whatever? And it was like freaking people out. People were like scared of me. Like everyone was commenting like, is everyone scared of you? I guess everyone stayed away. Like, but he said that those spikes actually look good. And like, see, I don't know if he's joking or not, you know, but, and I don't know, maybe it's like, you know, from the perspective of being an entertainer, then yeah, like doing something like that could work out, you know, but like definitively I'm not really a creator because I'm not self-sufficient, you know. If I was, then yeah, I could do stuff like that. You know, I could go out with some hairstyles like that and stuff if I was self-sufficient. And then he said, yeah, he said that one, he's like, or you could do this one, which is why I said, I don't know if he's just punking me or not. Because then on like, he said, you could do this one too, and it was the video where I had like my picture was like, my tripod was like covering my face like an alien or something. So yeah, I don't know if he's being serious or not, but it's pretty basic hairstyle. Just a comb over. But I'm just on the bike, guys. Just trying to kill some time. I worked out pretty hard yesterday, and like people are reminding me, they're like, don't go overboard at the gym, you know? Like you can go overboard on anything, you know? Like you can go overboard at the gym. Like definitely, you know? Just like feel like pushing those weights are actually gonna be what gets you to the next place, you know, or it's like the only thing judging you. It's like the weights are judging you, and you have to like prove it to them by like being so angry while you lift, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can definitely overdo it at the gym. Good thing I got a bike. They're like all filled up now. Yeah, I'm moving side to side. Yeah, I'm on a bicycle at the gym. Not at the coffee shop yet. It might be around like 6 o'clock or something. We'll see. Maybe like 5:45. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to go too hard today at the gym because, like I said, everybody's reminding me. They're like, "Don't go too hard. Like you can go too hard there." You know what I mean? Just like be like a try hard almost. Kind of push yourself too hard. So, and I did a bunch of squats yesterday, so I'm just like, just loosen my legs up. I walked this morning, did the elliptical, did some stretches. Maybe I'll just do the bike for 30 minutes or whatever, and then go and stretch. Yeah, I'll be at the coffee shop after this. So, this is like my routine now, though. You know what I mean? Like, this is my routine. I just stream all day. Keeps me straight though, you know, like when I'm not off camera or when I'm off camera, I get too much like caught up like in my own head, you know. Having like something to express myself to like helps me keep straight. Keeps me from like thinking too much about things until everything's like, you know, something else. Everything just changes with thought. Like, think about it. Too much thought with anything, it just becomes something else, because at that point in time you can like change it in the physical world too. It's like in my head, if I just think too much about everything, I just start changing everything. And it's like if I just record myself or stream, then I can like keep it straight, you know, not fall into like the same pitfalls and whatever else. So the gym is super packed right now. Is anger the beginning of Satan's destiny? I thought it was control. I think the beginning, you know what I mean? Let's just look at God and Satan is like, let's change their names really quick. Let's just say one is freedom and one is control, okay? So it's like, are you in more or less control? Are you more or less free? You can say God results in freedom, and like the idea of Satan results in control. A lot of people in Utah, like this is just like a Utah thing. People, they have like stories about what happened in the like people here, they've like thought about things so much. They have stories. The culture here has stories about like what God was doing in like the pre-existence, and they call it the pre-existence, dude. And they have like stories about Satan and God and stuff, and it's like, they say Satan had a plan or whatever. He had a plan that like everybody would go back to heaven, but nobody would have free will. And so Satan's plan got rejected, and Jesus was like the way, because he just like suffered instead of like having anybody like telling anybody to do anything. He didn't like tell anyone to do anything or whatever. So that's why I say like, that's here that people think of Satan as like I said, we can just think of it as like the idea of control or whatever, and you can think of God as like freedom. But I think not having control leads to anger. But I think control is even a more primitive state. It's like control can almost be like identity, you know, or something. People don't realize it, but if you read the Bible and stuff, like a lot of it sounds like pretty like hippie stuff. You know, so it's just like lose yourself. You know what I mean? Like the Bible says that. It's like pretty clear about these ideas of ego and stuff like that, and like control and like ownership and whatever else. It's like God is always on the side of like peace and love and like everything being free, basically. So, but that's at least here, you know what I mean? It's just something that they tell everybody when they're like born. So everybody in Utah, basically like 90%, maybe like even 99% get like told that. If you don't get told that when you grow up here, you're like you're a minority. But yeah, everybody here gets told that as a kid. They like get warned about Satan and all this stuff. They're like, Satan's gonna like tempt them and, you know, or whatever. And they even have like stories that like Satan rules the world with money. If you like go deeper into the church, they talked about like Satan will rule the earth for like 2,000 years or something like that with money. And then they say like Jesus will reign, and like after Satan's reign, and then everything will be like free, you know, when like Jesus is king or whatever. That's just what people here believe. Most of the people in Utah. Like I said, it's a pretty religious place. It's like a lot of the Middle Eastern people that join in here. It's like Utah's a place that is like almost as religious as like the Middle East. Like I said, there's like people here like pray like 5 or 6 times a day, every day. Do we have superpowers we have yet to equip? Here's my experience on superpowers. In dreams, dude, you can do anything, but I think dreams are a part of reality. I think they have the ability to change things. You know what I mean? Like, dreams have the ability to affect our real lives. Like when we dream at night, who knows? All it takes is one idea to change the world. In like reality, all it takes is one person to say one thing to change the world. You know what I mean? Who knows what it is, but I think dreams have the potential to change everything in your life. You know, so to say that dreams have no effect is stupid, I think. But you know what I mean? As with everything, it's probably like find the middle ground or whatever. But yeah, I think anybody who says dreams have no effect is pretty like wrong. But yeah, in my dreams, dude, I can do anything. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I even realize it's my dream, and I start telling people. I go and like tell people in my dream. I'm like, I'm dreaming. I'm asleep. I go and tell them. So like, don't ever count off like your dreams, you know? But ultimately, I think that like, you know, life is kind of like a dream anyways, which just means that there's like a higher truth. You know, there's more purpose. You don't have full control of yourself. Anyone who wants to, like I always say, like start a journal. If you start a dream journal, like just get a journal and like start writing things down. You can get into like weird places in this world, you know what I mean? Like go to some other people's houses. Like I've visited so many random strangers' homes, and it's like, dude, some people are into like weird stuff, man. There's like weird beliefs all over the place. You never know. But and who knows what weird is, you know, right? To them, it's just what they believe or whatever. And this system tries to keep everybody in check, make sure that there's some sense of like universality to it all. But yeah, start a journal. And every morning that you wake up, write in your journal what you dreamt. And if you can't remember, write the date and write, I don't remember. You have to just start writing. Like sometimes when I did that, I was like, okay, I'm not remembering my dreams, so I'm gonna write down like that I don't remember even. But sometimes just the act of physically writing and thinking that, you like trick your brain into like actually remembering everything, and all of a sudden you can like bring back like all those memories. And then you just start writing it out and write it out. And then if you do that like long enough, like I did that for like a couple of years, there was like a while I was obsessed. I was like completely obsessed, like to the point of where it's like not healthy, you know? Like I would go to sleep like so excited. Like it was the most exciting thing I could do. Like for a while it really was. Like I'm like ready to go to bed. This is gonna be cool. But it's like that, like seriously, it becomes depressing to try and get out of that. Like I think it can be dangerous kind of. You know, just like there's dangerous ways of thinking, but I mean, everything became really depressing after that because it was like I could do anything in my dreams. you know, and then I had to wake up into this world and it sucked. Is your present self younger than the future you? You know, I know we talk about this one a lot, but I always like to think that what you are is like a permanent thing. It's like what makes sense to me, like from my gut, you know, like if people always say like trust your instinct or whatever, you know, like this is one of those things. I'm trusting my instinct, and it's like you are the unknown. It's like you are the unknown, you know, and that's like a constant. The unknown is a constant that'll always be there. And so like you're imbued into that aspect is what I think, which means that no, like you're the same thing forever, basically. So I don't think time affects that. I don't think time really affects like what you are, your soul. I think that eternally you are what you are. But I mean, being real with people, like if you're just trying to like not have people think you're a psycho or whatever, like yeah, you're young, like your present self is younger than your future self. But see, you can like mix up words, and this is where like things can get dangerous because like, you know what I mean? Like people just don't like to hear somebody like mixing up words, because for a lot of people, words are like their stability and their reality. And so you get somebody that just like mixes up words a lot, and I think it like trips a lot of people out, and they think like, dude, this dude needs to be like put away or something, because people can't be like this. Life can't be like this. It scares people. But I mean, you can say like, you know, the future's before me. Like for example, if I say that, I've used words to trick myself into saying that the future is before me because it has yet to come or whatever. So it's like in front of me. So it's before me. But at the same point in time, the word has double meaning to mean that it's like, you know, like it's gonna mean like that it's also younger than you too. The future is I think you have to like resolutely state what you think the future is. Like to me, I think the future doesn't necessarily exist as like what it truly is. I think the future is just an idea. It doesn't necessarily have like something about it which designates it being the future. Here's my one key thing to the idea of the future though. I think that in the actual future, you can go anywhere. Like the one key thing that defines the future is your ability to go anywhere. The more the future that it is, the more that it actually represents the idea of the future. It just represents your idea of being able to go anywhere. I think the past represents this place of coming from like the same place, kind of. But you know, from the future, you can go to the past. And so the past will always be like there as well, though, even in the future. Yeah, you can like mix words like that is what it's called, like just like mixing words. And that's why people say like, don't mix words with me or whatever. You know, it's like a saying that has like been around in humanity for a long time, because, you know, obviously I'm not the first person to mix words or whatever like that. So I'm at the gym right now. I'm on a bicycle at the gym. Hey Presley, I posted some photos of like some stuff I've done in the last year. I like found some sheds and I like painted them gold, and I made like some wall mounts out of like a deer skull and antlers and like a cow skull and stuff. One of them got broken, but one of them, somebody slammed a door on it and it busted off one of the horns. Man, this goes by fast talking though. You know what I mean? Makes me realize like how much of a time killer talking is. That's why I like doing this so much. You have to check them out. Yeah, I've done those in the last year. Like I've been doing stuff, you know. I just had to take a break. They're pictures in my community. Like if you go to the posts, like on my channel, you know, it's not in the videos or shorts. It's in like the community tab, and it's like just pictures that I posted. But I did those this last year. I did like a bunch of outdoor projects. I was like obsessed with like making arrowheads. So I made an arrowhead out of like obsidian and stuff. I would like hike around and look for like rocks to make arrowheads out of and stuff. I made a shelter. I made like a shelter out of like a blackberry bush and stuff. And I made, I just made like a bunch of things, like those wall mounts and stuff like that. I used to go rock climbing all the time too, but again, I had to stop doing a lot of that stuff because my family just got worried about me. I was like out and I was like doing stuff like that all the time, and they got worried about me and stuff. And also the weather here sucks right now. Like, you don't understand how, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to spend any time outside as much as they don't have to here. You know, the gym's packed right now. It's like this is where everybody goes. Nothing else to do here in the wintertime. You're just frozen in. Yeah, there's nothing to do. Like, you know, even like snowmobiling is just like cold as shit. Like, it's fun like once every couple years, you know, but just like getting out to go snowboarding is like super cold. I mean, I've been snowboarding once this year, and I've been like backpacking to get like a Christmas tree. We went and like cut down a Christmas tree in the middle of the woods, and I was like hiking through like 3 feet of snow or whatever, you know. But here in Utah during the winter, just like some people ice fish, but in my experience, ice fishing is like, if you think fishing can be boring at all, ice fishing is so boring. And it's like you're just cold the whole time. It's, in my opinion, it's not my favorite thing. It's like something you can do if you like want to do it, you know. A lot of people, they want to like cross it off their bucket list or whatever. But in my opinion, like ice fishing, it's just so cold. It's just so cold, and it's like you might catch like 1 or 2 fish or whatever, and it's just like kind of sketchy, like walking out on the ice and stuff. A lot of people like it for that. A lot of people like it for the mountains and the outdoors. We have like national parks all over the place. We've never done that. Yeah, ice fishing is like, people here do it, but again, like I said, I don't think it's the most fun thing. You're just out there like freezing your ass off, basically. You're just like sitting there. You can't see anything. You're in like a little tent most of the time, you know? I don't think it's very fun. I've done it a couple times. But yeah, Biggs, a lot of people move to Utah because they like the mountains and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what everybody says. They're like, oh, I miss the mountains. Everybody says that, but I mean, it gets to be like 110 in the summer here, and like, I mean, the other day it was like 20 degrees. So it's just, if you want to live in a place that like doesn't really have any chill, you know, it's like the people here kind of have no chill, and like the weather here has no chill either. You get like a couple weeks during like spring and fall where it's like everything is nice, but outside of that, it's like pretty hardcore. You know, like the other day, like I know that one kid, Mysterious Frog, that comes here, he's from Alaska. Like a couple years ago, I was like, it's as cold as Alaska here. I like looked up how cold it was in Alaska at the winter, and I looked up how cold it was here, and it was as cold. And I'm like, yeah, this place is extreme. But if you can like deal with the religion, because like I said, 90% of everybody's gonna be religious, and like tell you stuff about Satan and Jesus and God and whatever else, like, you know, pray 5 times a day or whatever. Everyone's gonna be super religious, and you know, everything, like a lot of stuff closes down on Sunday. Like a ton of stuff on Sunday is closed. But yeah, a lot of people move here for all the scenery and outdoors and stuff. So from the Utah Jazz Stadium, it's just right around the corner. It's just right around the corner. I used to go to the Jazz games all the time. I think I told you, remember we were talking about, you were like, did you ever see Michael Jordan in person? And I don't think I did. Yeah, there's no in between here. Like I said, it's like for a few weeks in like the spring and for like a few weeks in the fall, and that's about it. I know the desert gets really cold at night. My grandparents used to live in Arizona, and I would go and visit them like every other weekend, it seemed like. And I know the desert gets super cold at night, like it gets freezing cold. All the scorpions come out. Yeah. My grandma used to get scorpions at her house and stuff like that, and like rattlesnakes. My granddad got like stung by a scorpion and had to go to the doctor. He was like 100 years old and got stung by a scorpion in his boot. Like in his shoe, he like went to put on his shoe, and there was a scorpion in his shoe, it stung him. We don't really have scorpions here. We maybe do in like St. George and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna go stretch. I think I'm done on the bike. Everybody else I started with is done too. I could post pictures of the buck my brother got this year. He got like a deer. Went out, shot a deer, like the dead of winter. My dad's just getting too old to hunt. He's like finally getting to the age where it's like he doesn't want to go hunting anymore. Because I used to always just go with him, but yeah, he's like just getting to the place where it's like too hard to like hike up there and do all that stuff, so you know. Yeah, I could post some pictures of the buck my brother got. I think I even had some of his deer. Like cooked some up or something. Hunting here is tough though. It's like you have to like go up into the mountains and like stalk the animal and track it in. Usually you hit them and then they just go like deep in the mountains. Really deep in there. I'm just gonna stretch, guys, and I'm gonna go to the gym. If you wanna just meet me there, then that's chill too. If you wanna like talk more. But I'll be going to the coffee shop right after this. My legs are just sore as could be. Try to do this yoga every once in a while, because when I was at my biggest, I did yoga every day. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out. Yeah, we have to have fishing permits in Utah. Yeah, you have to get a license. You have to get a license here. Fishing license kind of sucks. It makes me like not want to do it as much. When you're a kid, you don't have to. In Utah, being a kid is the greatest thing, but as an adult here, it kind of sucks ass. It's like you go snowboarding for super cheap. Like I said, the only thing here that's cheap is the gym. The gyms here are way cheap, but like snowboarding is super expensive, skiing is. Hunting is expensive. I mean, you gotta have a truck, you gotta like you have to draw out, you have to buy your gun. You know, you have to have the ability to take your time and go and do all that. Fishing is, again, it's like you have to like It's pretty expensive to get a license. And yet they don't last like forever either. It's like the state tries to take as much advantage of that as they can, basically. Yeah. I think maybe in like Alaska you don't have to, but you have like, they have like rules about like how much fish you can take and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. I think I remember hearing somebody say that. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out here. So I'll see you guys at the gym, all right? Bye. Or I'll see you at the coffee.